And next up, the headline act. Please keep your glasses going for Tristan. Speech, but regardless. Okay, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or should I say, buenos tardes, damas y caballeros. Firstly, welcome to the wedding of Martin and Inez. Thank you all for coming to this special event, which I know you've all travelled from far and wide to be present at here tonight. On behalf of the flower girls, page boys and ushers, I'd like to thank Martin and Inez for asking us to be involved in their special day.
That's great, thank you so much.
I know they have both put a tremendous amount of effort into the planning and organising of this wedding. Well, Inez has. And I can only hope that apart from this speech, everything else has exceeded their expectations. So, echoing Martin, let's start with some much deserved thanks. Firstly, I think we can all agree that the flower girls and page boys did a great job in the church today. Let's hear it, come on! The ushers, Ben and Roger, you managed to stay sober until now. And ladies and gentlemen, having been at the church, I think we can all agree that they made their duties look effortless today. Next for Inez, you look absolutely amazing today. A round of applause for the bride, please. I think at this point, we should also pay the groom a compliment and congratulate him on getting in such fantastic shape for the big day. With dedication, hard work, the help of his personal trainer Tony and nutritionist Ron Woodruff, Mark has lost about 12 stone to get himself into tremendous shape for the big day. 12 stone in kilos is a lot, yeah, it's a lot. An achievement that can't be underestimated. A few months ago, Martin even ran a marathon with his personal trainer to raise money for breast cancer research. Mark, can you remember how much you raised?
Me personally, it was about £1,500.
£1,500 for breast cancer research.
Thank you to all those sponsors.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend. But through the wonders of modern technology, I was able to track Martin on my PC in real time as he ran around the course. Whatever training methods Martin had been using seemed to produce phenomenal results. At some points along the route, he seems to be running at over 40 miles an hour. As I said, they're incredible stuff. So, let's talk about Martin. I've known Martin for coming up to 25 years now. We first met aged 11 at Bexley Grammar School. We struck up a close bond, mainly over football, and hit 80s poodle hair rockers Bon Jovi, attending our first of many Bon Jovi gigs together at the Milton Keynes Bowl when we were just 15. Hang on. Inspired by this love of 80s hard rock, we soon formed a musical duo of our own called Stick No Bills, and could often be heard singing the sweet harmonies of Bon Jovi's 1986 mega hit Living on a Prayer around school. To this day, the only song Martin knows all the words to. It was during this Bon Jovi phase that Martin decided it would be a good idea to get his ear pierced.
It's all coming out.
As our school was run on strict traditional lines, the wearing of a golden earring for boys was strictly forbidden. Running to the beat of his own drum, as he still does these days, Mark ignored this rule and strolled confidently into school with his new golden stud. As I'm sure you can imagine, he looked cool, so very cool. Unfortunately, our form teacher, Mr. Gompers, spotted the offending item of jewellery immediately and informed Martin in no uncertain terms that studs were not allowed at this school. Mark replied, "Well, sir, that can't be the case. I'm here after all." The other great joy we had in our teenage years was playing football. We turned out for the school side every Saturday and also for many Sunday league teams. Not being quite good enough to play on pitch, Martin instead dedicated himself to the art of goalkeeping from a young age, something he excelled at, being both big and mouthy. His dad Bob would always stand behind the goal every match, giving instructions, when to come for crosses, when to throw, when to kick. Something I believe he still does for old Eastbournians to this day. Though our less talented friends toiled away in the Bexley C League for the duration of their careers, Mark and I were regular A-listers in our teams, turning out for Parkmere for many seasons, until I decided to give it up and Mark went on to better things in the pro leagues. It's genuinely no exaggeration to say that even now, when you ask people, many of whom are here, who was the best goalkeeper they ever played with, to a man, they say Martin. He wasn't just good, he really was good.
Thank you. So true.
Mark went on to play at Charlton Athletics Academy for a few years, before being offered a YTS contract at Stevenage Borough. Always a highly dedicated student, Mark turned down this opportunity and left Bexley Grammar to study AS levels at our local rivals, Chislehurst and Sidcup Grammar School, which is where he met Ben. We lost touch for a few years at this point, but reunited in our 20s, when one day out of the blue, Mark turned up at my parents' house looking for me, and we soon got back into the swing of things. Whilst our teens had been about football and music, in our 20s we discovered a new passion, a game of legends, the sport of darts. Despite being a big man, and subsequently it seemed bigger the more darts we played, Mark was often hampered by an inability to actually throw a dart the 7'9¼ inches required to hit the board. Opponents would stare dumbfounded as the dart left his hand and sailed limply into the mat before it hit the ball. What was this guy's game, they were asking themselves? Was he taunting them? So good he could afford to throw away a dart without even touching the board? The answer was no. Despite the handicap, he didn't stop Martin competing in a number of pub teams around Bexley. And though by some way the worst darts player anyone had ever seen, he persevered and won the respect of his teammates. His regular place in the starting lineup was of course unconnected to the fact that he was the only one who drove and would give everyone a lift home afterwards. Mark has enjoyed a varied work career throughout the years, starting as a paper boy at the local newsagents at Shouldermutton Green, but the owner could never work out why one copy of the Sunday Sport was missing every week. He then graduated onto pizza delivery and bar work at the end of his teenage years. As young men doing very bad jobs, we only ever worked together once, very briefly at a local restaurant. I was already working there behind the bar, putting a good word for my mate Martin, who despite having no experience was keen and would be a fine employee if they gave him the chance, I told the manager. An hour into his first shift behind the restaurant bar, Martin informed the manager he thought he deserved a break. Mistaking the manager's shocked silence as agreement, he took off his apron, poured himself a pint, walked around the bar and lit up a well-deserved smoke, remarking to the numerous thirsty customers at the bar with a wink, "Don't worry chaps, I'll be back with you in 5. He finished the shift but was surprisingly told afterwards that there'd been a mistake, and in fact they didn't need to take anyone else on at this current time. For some years afterwards, Mark worked in retail, managing the Mothercare store in Bexley Heath, Broadway. Then an opportunity arose to work with Ben in the city, which he grabbed gladly with both hands. Starting again from scratch at the bottom wasn't easy in his late 20s, but through a combination of hard work and a quick mind, Mark rose through the ranks to the position he now holds, heading up the trading floor's Danish operations. Then 3 years ago, luckily, Marty met Inez. After the first date, Mark was smitten and was soon raving to his friends about the wonderful Spanish woman he had met. This was 3 years ago now, and Mark is the happiest I've ever known him to be, and that's all thanks to Inez. You truly bring out the best of him. When writing this speech and trying to think for a long time about the big moments we've shared over the years, it dawned on me that it's not really all about that. They make nice stories to tell, but that's all. Really, it's the small things that count. The things which no one else would find interesting or funny between two people, are the things which make a long-lasting friendship. The insignificant use of words or looks, built up over a number of years, only a good friend intuitively understands, which you both find such pleasure in, or what makes it all worthwhile. And whilst there's no room here to talk about those small moments, which vanish as soon as they arrive, being friends with Martin over the years has given me so many of them. So, here I am, 25 years after we first met, as the best man at Martin's wedding. And what can I tell you about him from knowing him from that long?
Don't ruin it, don't ruin it.
I can tell you, he's a generous, loyal, hard-working guy, and his main focus will always be on the happiness of Inez and their family. Angel and Pepper, you couldn't ask for a better son-in-law. Yeah, that's right. However, despite all those fine qualities, he's still never been good enough to play out on pitch. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses and join me in a toast, which I have put through Google Translate this afternoon.
I'm looking forward to that.
So I'll do Spanish first and then English afterwards. You'll have to forgive my pronunciation. Damas y caballeros, brindemos por la felicidad y una larga vida juntos de Inez y Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, a toast to happiness and a long life together for Inez and Martin. To Martin and Inez.
Cheers!
That's it.
Thanks everybody, let's eat and drink and be merry.
Yeah, well done.
Inés, la temperatura ideal. Vamos, nos ha regalado un día entero. Después de los 43 en Sevilla, genial. ¡Mua!
Besitos. Mantita, pero quítate la toalla.